We got a good image, ready to go.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Incredible. We often picture drones soaring through the clouds, capturing secrets from above. But not all drones fly. Some dive deep. Beneath the ocean's surface, in a world untouched by sunlight and cloaked in silence, underwater drones have uncovered discoveries that defy belief.
Is that the back of the canopy? That's the nose crunched back, and that's the top. Oh. There's a wreck here. Is it a plane?
Oh, no way.
It's a plane?
And yes, we've got the footage. These are the deep sea revelations that will leave you stunned. Ancient Roman eye pill discovered in shipwreck. Ever wondered what kind of medicine people used 2,000 years ago? Spoiler, it wasn't chicken soup or TikTok wellness hacks. The ancient Romans, known for their epic parties and game-changing inventions, just dropped another surprise, this time from the bottom of the sea. Off the coast of Tuscany, Italy, divers exploring an old shipwreck stumbled upon something that sounds straight out of a historical sci-fi: a Roman eye pill. Yes, a legit 2,000-year-old eye treatment, chilling underwater like it was waiting for its comeback tour. The wreck itself had been explored back in the 1980s and 1990s, and archaeologists found the usual suspects: ceramic jars, oil lamps, and glassware. But hidden among the cargo was a Roman medicine chest. Inside, surgical tools, wooden vials, metal containers called pyxides, and that's where they found it, a tiny tablet sealed in time. Thanks to the shipwreck's airtight conditions, this ancient pill was shockingly well preserved. Experts believe it was crafted from zinc compounds, iron oxide, beeswax, pine resin, plant bits, and even starch. Basically, it was the Roman version of Vicine, minus the weird commercial jingles. While scientists are still piecing together its exact use, it's clear the Romans had way more advanced medical knowledge than we give them credit for. And this isn't even the weirdest thing found underwater. Down in Antarctica, a mysterious photo snapped by a remote underwater vehicle showed what looked like a complex man-made structure, like ruins frozen in time. But by the time the drone circled back, it was gone. Just, vanished. Cue the ancient civilization conspiracy theories. And these are just the stories we know about. Who knows what else is hiding beneath the waves? Before we dive any deeper, go ahead and like this video, because your curiosity depends on it. The enormous hydrothermal chimney. Far below the ocean's surface, in a world where sunlight barely peeks in, scientists stumbled upon a mind-blowing discovery that's flipping our understanding of underwater life on its head. Off the coast of Ecuador, near the Los Estos volcano, a team of scientists stumbled upon an extraordinary field of hydrothermal chimneys. These towering formations, some stretching as high as 50 feet, rise from the ocean floor like ancient skyscrapers from another world. To put it in perspective, these underwater giants are nearly 2.5 times taller than the clearance under the Golden Gate Bridge. But instead of soaring above the bay, they're rooted deep in the abyss, spewing hot, mineral-rich water straight from Earth's crust. The discovery came during a 30-day expedition, and what they found wasn't just impressive, it was massive. The vent field itself spans over 2,000 feet, forming a hidden ecosystem in one of the most extreme, inhospitable environments on the planet. Here's where it gets wild. Despite the darkness, pressure, and searing temperatures, life not only exists, it thrives. Around these vents live creatures that seem straight out of a sci-fi movie. Some haven't changed much in millions of years, evolving to survive in ways scientists are just beginning to understand. Among the life forms spotted, limpet-like mollusks, bizarre tube worms, hardy bivalves, armored crustaceans, and even fish, all hanging out like it's just another Tuesday in the deep sea. Each new species found opens the door to more questions. What else is down there? How much of our planet's biodiversity is still hidden in the deep? Stick around, because what lies beneath is just starting to reveal itself. Cleopatra's sunken palace. Imagine diving into the Mediterranean, expecting coral and fish, and stumbling across Cleopatra's actual palace. In a twist that sounds straight out of a historical thriller, Archaeologists didn't find Cleopatra's legendary palace buried in the Egyptian sands, but underwater just off the coast of Alexandria. In the early 1990s, a team led by underwater explorer Frank Gaio made a discovery that flipped history on its head. For centuries, this palace was written off as myth, but under layers of sediment and seawater, the ruins revealed themselves, dating back over 2,000 years. Turns out this grand royal complex wasn't lost to time. It was swallowed by the sea after a series of violent earthquakes and tsunamis around 365 CE. What started out looking like just a pile of old rubble turned out to be a submerged treasure trove. Underwater drones helped uncover vibrant mosaics, delicate gold jewelry, and towering stone pillars carved with ancient hieroglyphs. But the real showstoppers, the statues, majestic, tilted, and half-buried, gods and pharaohs frozen mid-rain, like they were caught in the moment the sea claimed it all. Cleopatra's palace isn't just an underwater museum. It's a haunting, sunken time capsule. The ghost shark. Imagine a creature so strange, so ghostly, it feels like it swam straight out of a sci-fi movie or a deep-sea horror flick. Meet the ghost shark, also known as the chimera, a deep-sea weirdo that's been cruising the ocean floor since before the dinosaurs were even a thing. In the pitch-black depths of the ocean, where sunlight is just a rumor, this pale, translucent creature glides silently like a phantom. Its eyes, empty and haunting, like something you'd expect to see peeking out from under your bed in a nightmare. No wonder it's called the ghost shark. It was first caught on camera back in 2016 near California and Hawaii, and marine biologists were shook. This thing looked like it belonged in Area 51, not the Pacific Ocean. And here's the kicker. The ghost shark has a retractable sex organ on its head. Now, because this shark cruises close to the ocean floor, it's vulnerable to attacks from above, but it comes prepared. Right before its first dorsal fin is a venomous spine. Think of it like the ghost shark's built-in security system. Those strange stitch-like lines along its body? That's its lateral line system, basically a built-in motion sensor to detect water vibrations. But it gets weirder. Its fins look like wings, and it moves with this spooky, effortless glide, hunting fish and crustaceans like a silent assassin. So next time you're swimming in the ocean and feel something brush past your foot, just hope it's not one of its cousins. And honestly, if this is just one thing hiding in the deep, what other nightmare fuel is down there waiting to be found? Let us know what you think is lurking in the abyss. Drop your wildest guesses in the comments section. Jacob's Well. You'd never guess this calm spring in Texas hides one of the most dangerous dives on Earth. At first glance, Jacob's Well looks like the ultimate hidden gem, a peaceful, glassy spring tucked away in Texas Hill Country. But don't let the tranquil vibes fool you. This place is basically nature's version of a trapdoor. What starts off as a refreshing swim could quickly turn into a diver's worst nightmare. Discovered back in the 1800s by early settlers, Jacob's Well was originally thought to be just a charming little bubbling spring, something you'd picnic beside, maybe dip your toes into on a hot summer day. But once explorers started diving in, they realized this was no ordinary spring. Beneath that calm, inviting surface lies a 30-meter-deep vertical shaft that opens up into a winding underwater maze. Think of it like trying to find your way through a haunted house, but blindfolded, underwater, and with no way to turn around. Some of the passages are so tight, divers have to take off their tanks just to squeeze through. Others lead to dead ends or simply vanish into total darkness. Over the years, this serene spot has lured in countless thrill seekers and professional divers. Some made it back with stories. Others weren't so lucky. With its deceptive beauty and labyrinthine tunnels, Jacob's Well has sadly claimed several lives, earning it a reputation as one of the most dangerous diving spots in the world. Recently, underwater drones have been sent into the depths, mapping out these claustrophobic corridors. The footage? Equal parts fascinating and terrifying. Endless black voids, twisting paths with no exit. Squid jelly hybrid. It glows like a jellyfish, moves like a ninja, and hunts like it's straight out of a horror movie. Meet the deep sea's newest mystery. In the pitch-black depths of the Indian Ocean, Just off the coast of Africa, scientists made a discovery so bizarre, it feels like nature is just flexing at this point. During a deep-sea exploration in 2022, underwater drones captured footage of a creature that looks like it was stitched together by a mad scientist. Part squid, part jellyfish, all mystery. They're calling it the squid jelly hybrid because honestly, what else would you call a glowing, translucent creature that floats like a jelly but hunts like a ninja squid? This strange little being drifts gracefully through the water, pulsing with eerie bioluminescent light, like it's powered by alien electricity. It has the soft, ghostly glow of a jellyfish, but its limbs and movements scream deep-sea squid. Imagine if a lava lamp in a horror movie had a baby. That's the vibe. But here's the wild part. It doesn't just float around looking cool. This thing is a stealth predator. Its tentacles spread out like a web, silently trapping prey with unnerving precision. One moment, peaceful ocean, the next your dinner. Scientists believe this could be a totally new species, one that's evolved to thrive in some of the most extreme conditions on Earth. Freezing cold, no sunlight, and crushing pressure. Basically, where no creature should survive. But this one thrives. The Gnome Garden. Now imagine you're diving into a peaceful lake somewhere in the English countryside. The water, cool and calm, like nature just hit the snooze button. You're gliding deeper. Everything around you is soft, muted, and kind of magical. Like you just swam into a real-life screensaver. Then boom, your flashlight hits something weird. At first it's just shapes, blurry, odd. Maybe a rock? A statue? Nope. As the beam sharpens, you suddenly realize they're gnomes. Dozens of them, just sitting there on the lake bed. Silent, still, all staring straight at you like you just interrupted a very intense underwater meeting. This is the Underwater Gnome Gardens, and it's as bizarre as it sounds. Hidden beneath the surface of a lake called Lost Water in England's Lake District, this little oddity started off as a joke. A few local divers thought it'd be fun to drop a couple of gnomes into the lake. You know, just for kicks. But like any good inside joke or viral meme, it snowballed. Now the lake bed is home to a full-blown gnome village, complete with tiny furniture, playful props, and enough ceramic facial expressions to haunt your dreams or make you laugh, depending on your mood. It's like someone took a garden center, flipped it upside down, and dropped it into Narnia. More and more divers have joined in, each adding their own gnome to the underwater squad. And while it's definitely weird, it's also kind of awesome. A quirky, slightly creepy underwater tradition that somehow feels like a mix between an art installation and a Halloween prank your weird uncle would be proud of. But not everyone's a fan. Environmental folks raise their eyebrows in alarms about what all this gnome activity might be doing to the ecosystem. Authorities even removed some of the figures at one point. Turns out Mother Nature doesn't always love our quirky side quests. Still, many gnomes remain. And here's the twist, some of them. No one knows who put them there. No record, no diver taking credit, just anonymous gnome drops. It's the underwater version of a secret Santa, but spookier. These days, Lost Water has become a cult favorite destination for divers who like their underwater adventures with a side of, what the heck am I looking at? Some go to admire it, others to contribute, and a few probably just want a gnome selfie for the gram. The Mariana Trench. If space is the final frontier, then the Mariana Trench is Earth's ultimate plot twist. Seriously, while everyone's been looking up at the stars, there's a whole alien-like world lurking beneath our oceans that's just as wild, mysterious, and way closer to home. Hidden deep below the surface of the Pacific, the Mariana Trench is the deepest spot on Earth. Like, drop Mount Everest in, and you'd still have room to spare deep. We're talking nearly 11 kilometers straight down into a place that's pitch black, bone-crushingly pressurized, and colder than your ex's last text. It's the kind of environment where you'd expect life to be impossible. But plot twist, it's thriving. This underwater abyss was first discovered way back in 1875 by a British ship called the HMS Challenger. Ever since, scientists have been both fascinated and freaked out by it. Despite all our tech and deep-sea toys, we've barely scratched the surface of what's down there. As we send drones and deep-diving robots into the darkness, they're revealing creatures that seem like they swam straight out of a sci-fi movie. We're talking glowing eyes, jelly-like bodies, and animals that look more alien than anything we found on Mars. One standout? The snailfish, a soft, squishy little survivor that lives so deep, not even our most advanced submarines can handle the pressure, where it chills like it's no big deal. Oh, and let's talk pressure. Down at the bottom of the trench, it's more than 1,000 times greater than at sea level. To put that in perspective, it's like having 50 jumbo jets stacked on top of you while you're still expected to function. Yet life finds a way, complete with glowing tentacles, oversized jaws, and creatures that look like they belong in your childhood nightmares. But the real twist? Even down there, humans have left a mark. Scientists have found microplastics sitting on the ocean floor, proof that our footprint reaches even the most untouched corners of the planet. The AntiMechanic. They thought it was just ocean trash, until it turned out to be a mind-blowing piece of ancient engineering. Kind of like digging up an old toy in your garage and realizing it's worth a fortune. Now add ancient Greek tech and a sunken ship to the mix. Back in the early 1900s, a group of sponge divers off the coast of Greece stumbled upon what looked like a rusted chunk of metal buried in an ancient shipwreck. At first glance, it was nothing special, just sea-crusted scrap. But that junk? It turned out to be one of the most mind-blowing ancient inventions ever discovered. The Antikythera mechanism, basically the world's first analog computer. For decades, it sat as an unsolved riddle, just a lump of bronze and gears, corroded and mysterious. It wasn't until advances in modern tech, like X-ray imaging and 3D modeling, that scientists realized what they were really looking at. Turns out the Antikythera mechanism was designed to predict eclipses, track the phases of the moon, and map the movement of planets with shockingly precise calculations. We're talking ancient engineering so complex, nothing like it showed up again for over 1,000 years. It's like discovering an ancient iPhone in a Roman ruin. Suddenly, everything we thought we knew about historical tech levels gets thrown out the window. Some believe this device was crafted by an unknown genius. Others think it's proof of lost knowledge, maybe from a forgotten civilization that vanished without a trace. Either way, it's the kind of plot twist history books weren't ready for. And the story's not over. In recent years, underwater drones have gone back to the same shipwreck site and uncovered even more fragments. Could there be more devices? More lost tech just chilling at the bottom of the sea? The possibilities are as deep as the ocean itself. If that just blew your mind, we're just getting started. Hit that subscribe button as we keep uncovering the lost tech, myths, and mysteries beneath the waves. The Golden Orb. Have you ever found something so weird you don't know whether to be amazed or a little creeped out? That's exactly what happened deep under the icy waters of the Gulf of Alaska, where scientists stumbled across something strange. During what was supposed to be a routine deep-sea drone mission, researchers spotted a glowing golden orb just sitting casually on the ocean floor. No label, no explanation, just this smooth, shimmery, alien-looking object that felt way too out of place for Earth. It was found at a mind-blowing depth, over 3,000 feet below the surface. That's deeper than the Empire State Building is tall. And the orb? It looked like someone had dropped a polished, golden egg from another dimension. At first, theories flew everywhere. Was it an ancient artifact? Some kind of deep-sea creature? A crashed alien probe? The vibe was very much X-Files meets Blue Planet. But when scientists took a closer look, things got even weirder. The orb wasn't fully metallic. It wasn't fully organic either. It didn't match anything they had ever seen before. It was, in the most science-y way possible, unclassifiable. Microscopic analysis revealed tiny features that suggest it might be the remains of a never-before-seen marine life form. Or even more unsettling, it could be a kind of protective shell, like something's inside it, something that hasn't come out yet. This mysterious golden orb might be waiting to hatch, which raises all kinds of Jurassic Park-flavored questions. What kind of creature lays an egg at the bottom of the ocean that glows like gold and confuses modern science? No one knows, and that's what makes it so fascinating and straight up spooky. Subscribers pick. So marine biologists sent out a squad of underwater drones, expecting to snap some epic shots of colorful fish and coral gardens. But when they checked the footage, they found something wild. A massive, mysterious structure hiding deep beneath the waves. Not a fish, not a plant. A full-on underwater enigma. Naturally, jaws dropped. Now they're already gearing up to send in a human crew to explore it up close. And honestly, we can't wait to see what they find. So what do you think it could be? Drop your theories in the comments. Let's interact while we continue. The San Jose treasure. Imagine finding a sunken treasure worth more than most lottery jackpots, only to end up in a courtroom instead of a celebration. Yes, that's exactly what went down literally and legally when divers uncovered one of the ocean's most legendary shipwrecks. Back in 2015, off the coast of Colombia, researchers made a jaw-dropping discovery: the long-lost wreck of the Spanish galleon San Jose. This wasn't just any sunken ship. It was the holy grail of shipwrecks, packed to the brim with gold, silver, and emeralds. And we're not talking pirate movie treasure chest levels here. The cargo's estimated value? A mind-melting $17 billion. Here's the backstory. In the early 17th century, the San Jose was part of a Spanish treasure fleet hauling riches from the New World back to Europe. But in 1708, its luck ran out. British warships ambushed the fleet, and one devastating cannon blast hit the San Jose's gunpowder stores. The result? A massive explosion that sent the ship and hundreds of sailors plunging to a watery grave. For centuries, the San Jose sat undisturbed at the bottom of the sea until modern tech finally tracked it down. And just when you'd expect confetti and champagne, things got messy. The Colombian government immediately claimed it, calling it a part of their national cultural heritage. But Spain? They weren't having it. They argued that under international maritime law, the ship and everything on board still belonged to them. Now, instead of becoming the biggest treasure haul in history, the San Jose is at the center of an ongoing courtroom drama. Who really owns the treasure? The country where it sank? The nation that sent it? Or the people who found it? Bermuda Triangle. If the ocean had its own version of a do not enter sign, it'd be slapped right over the Bermuda Triangle. Stretching between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, this legendary patch of ocean has become the go-to mystery zone of the sea. For centuries, it's been the setting for vanishing ships, disappearing planes, and people who were here one moment and gone the next. One of the most famous WTF moments? A squadron of 5 United States Navy bombers, Flight 19, just straight up vanished in 1945 during a routine training mission. No wreckage, no radio contact, just radio silence, followed by chaos and endless theories. Some say magnetic fields threw off their instruments. Others, aliens, time warps, sea monsters, you name it, and the rabbit hole only gets deeper. In recent years, underwater drones have taken the plunge into the Bermuda Triangle's depths, and what they've found is, well, unsettling. Cameras have picked up massive formations beneath the waves, structures that don't show up on any known map. Some of them even look like ancient ruins, which has reignited the age-old Atlantis theory. Could a long-lost civilization be sitting right there, buried under the sea foam and mystery? Even weirder, some areas of the ocean floor are perfectly smooth, like unnaturally smooth, as if something powerful had flattened them with precision. Scientists have floated wild possibilities: underwater vortexes, bizarre energy fields, maybe even natural forces we haven't begun to understand. The Bermuda Triangle isn't just a creepy travel tale, it's a full-blown enigma. Every discovery pulls us deeper into a story that refuses to be solved. It's like the ocean's ultimate cliffhanger, holding its secrets just out of reach, waiting for the next brave soul or drone to dive in. Saraso Sea. No shores, no beaches, no coastline, just endless waves stretching out in every direction. Sounds empty, right? Wrong. The Saraso Sea is a thriving, floating island of life in the middle of the ocean. Located right in the heart of the Atlantic, this mysterious patch of water isn't your average stretch of sea. It's like the ocean decided to throw a party in the middle of nowhere and invited half the marine kingdom. Named after sargassum, a type of seaweed that floats instead of anchoring to the ocean floor, this sea is covered in vast, golden brown mats of algae that drift freely across the surface. It's like nature's version of a lazy river, but for sea creatures. And don't let the emptiness around it fool you. These floating algae mats have basically built a condo complex for ocean life. Sea turtles, they raise their babies here. Tiny crabs and prawns, they use the algae as their own private jungle gym. Even fish have evolved to match the color of the sargassum, turning into little stealth mode sea ninjas. But wait, there's more. The Saraso Sea also plays host to some of the ocean's greatest travelers. Think of it as a pit stop for migrating animals like eels, tuna, white marlins, and even humpback whales. It's like the ocean's version of a roadside diner during a road trip. Rest, refuel, and move on. What's even weirder, the Saraso Sea isn't defined by any coastline. Instead, it's bordered entirely by currents. The Gulf Stream, North Atlantic, Canary, and equatorial currents wrap around it like an invisible fence. That means it's a body of water with no land at all. It's kind of like a magical bubble floating in the middle of the ocean. Warm, clear waters, a complex ecosystem, endless mystery. The Saraso Sea is a floating wonderland that proves nature doesn't need solid ground to build something extraordinary. The Cuba underwater city. What if we told you there's a sunken city near Cuba that might be older than all known civilizations? Like way older. It sounds like a wild plot twist from National Treasure or a lost episode of Ancient Aliens. But this is a real-life mystery that's been baffling scientists since the early 2000s. Back in 2001, a team of marine engineers surveying the Yucatan Channel stumbled across something seriously mind-bending. Over 2,000 feet below the surface, their sonar picked up massive geometric formations. We're talking pyramid shapes, grid-like road structures, and layouts that looked eerily similar to buildings. In short, it looked like an entire ancient city, just chilling on the ocean floor. And here's where things get even weirder. This place might be over 50,000 years old. That's tens of thousands of years older than anything we currently recognize as a human-built civilization. If the carbon dating holds up, this underwater site would completely flip the script on our understanding of history. Naturally, theories started flying. Was this city wiped out by a colossal earthquake or tsunami? Could it have belonged to a long-lost culture that vanished without a trace? Or, dare we say it, is this the real Atlantis? Underwater drones have captured footage showing enormous stone blocks arranged way too precisely to be random. Straight lines, perfect angles. It doesn't scream Mother Nature as much as it whispers, somebody built this. So who were they? Where did they go? And what else is down there, waiting to be uncovered? The answers are still buried beneath the waves, but one thing's for sure. This sunken city is a massive reminder that the ocean is the biggest archive of human mystery we've got. The ice finger of death. Now, the moment you've probably been anticipating. Ever heard of a frozen finger creeping through the ocean, freezing everything in its path? That's the terrifying feature of the ice finger of death, an actual underwater phenomenon that sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi thriller. But it's very real. Way down in the icy, silent waters of Antarctica, there's this bizarre and haunting spectacle known scientifically as a brinacle. Imagine a frozen finger of doom slowly reaching down from under the sea ice, silently freezing everything it touches. Here's how it works. When sea ice forms, it leaves behind super salty, extra cold water called brine. That's way denser than the ocean around it. That salty brine starts to sink, and as it does, it freezes the surrounding seawater in its path. Kind of like an icicle from the underworld. The result? A hollow, glowing stalactite of ice that slithers downward like a frosty tentacle. Underwater drones have actually caught it in action, and it's both mesmerizing and spooky. You'll see this icy tube slowly descending, and then, bam, it touches a starfish or a sea urchin, and in seconds they're frozen solid. Creatures literally stop mid-crawl, trapped in ice like a real-life pause button. It's a silent, deadly process that feels more fantasy than science. Discovered back in the 1960s, the Brinacle was once this strange ocean myth, something only a few lucky or unlucky explorers heard about. But thanks to modern underwater tech, we can now watch this icy assassin do its thing. And honestly, it's equal parts art and horror. The wildest part? It moves slowly but with purpose, like it's hunting. You can't stop it. You can't escape it. Everything in its path either gets out of the way or becomes part of the Brinacle itself. You can't just keep something this wild to yourself. Hit that share button and let your friends in on the icy madness. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.